goodbye. It's the final ever WTF moment. I don't know why I'm laughing. I'm generally quite sad about it. The final weekly WTF moments and final weekly graded go live on the channel today for SmackDown. Sam, how are you holding up there, precious?
It's a bit of a difficult one. Graded was I think you'll agree with me that I was never really supposed to be on camera, and then it just kind of happened, and I was terrible to begin with, and graded sort of where I cut my teeth. So it's always going to have a piece of my heart. And I bought a bloody SmackDown shirt and everything, but it's not arrived. So it's sort of plans have derailed a little bit already for the day. But we'll put a nice end to graded.
Rubbing salt in that proverbial wound there. So, of course, check back on the channel later today. You'll see Sam back with graded. I'll be back with the final WTF moments. But as for right now, we have your Saturday morning wrestling news headlines. Kevin Dunn is a very bad man, and also Tucker has shot on WWE. Logan Paul has reacted to his WrestleMania 37 experience, and a title match has been added to next week's AEW Dynamite. Find out which in a little bit. Now, of course, earlier this week, Sam, 10 WWE superstars were tragically released from the company. It's always a kick in the teeth when we see this kind of news circulating. It's awful stuff. Rumours, circulating that NXT releases were coming yesterday, but thankfully they didn't happen. But here today we have more reaction or more backstage details on the release specifically of Billie Kay, and this comes to us from Fightful on their paid select service. They write, Billie Kay was a surprise cut for many backstage, as the talent that Fightful spoke to did not expect that one coming. When asked why, they cite the fact that she was used on WWE television as recently as WrestleMania and was loved in the WWE locker room, as was her former tag team partner Peyton Royce. We're told Kevin Dunn specifically didn't get Billie Kay and had verbalized that he saw a ceiling for her in WWE. We're not sure if that had actually contributed to the release, but there we go. Those are the words of Fightful right there. I called you Kevin there, Sam. You were the Kevin Dunn of some promotion once upon a time. But now, Sam, just play the bloody thing, will you? It needs to be done.
Yes.
Dun, 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 dun.
Kevin, you've done it now. You've got to made a big mistake.
You've done it now.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it, Sam.
It's baffling. And when I was so shocked about the Billie Kay news in particular, like when it's first name I saw, and I was like, what? And there were loads of people replying to me going, well, she's entertaining and she's funny, but she can't wrestle. And it's like, well, you can teach somebody to wrestle. You can't teach charisma. It's nonsense, but you can teach somebody how to wrestle if that's your big gripe. But you can't teach charisma, and she has that in bucketfuls. Like, I don't understand how you can't get it. The crowd are all into it. Like, the booking has been terrible. And implementing her in that whole situation's been terrible, but she made the most of it with the CV, with everything. Like, I don't know what more she could have possibly done.
Exactly. That's the thing that gets you, isn't it? The fact that it was clear to everybody watching SmackDown, they gave her very, very little. But with the very, very little she was given, she made the most of it, and she was absolutely fantastic. Each and every time she was on camera, it just makes you think, it's like us hiring an electrician in the office here. Yeah. The electrician coming in and giving us better electricity than we could ever have dreamt of, right? The best electricity in the world ever. But then we turn around and go, oh, no, you didn't use a toothbrush while putting the electricity into this building here, so we can't pay you. Get out of our office. It is absolute. If that report is true, I cannot believe. Imagine just a boomer not understanding you, and then because of that reason, you have to leave the company. But unbelievable.
The fan backlash alone is surely proven them wrong already. Like, I mean, and everything down to Samoa Joe. I can't even, like, even Kalisto, I was like, Kalisto can still wrestle. It's just, again, a case of booking. And I know that, if you listen to all the podcasts with all the old guys, and it's like, go away a while, learn a new hold. And sometimes, the famous Cornette one with, like, how can I miss you if you don't go away type thing. But, like, come on.
It's just like when they're hiring 50 million people to Performance Center, but then can't do stuff with the people they already have. It seems like a weird way to do your business. Anyway, we have reaction from Tucker, who seemingly will be going by Levi Cooper from here on out. He's reacted to his release on Twitter, and basically, he has shot all over WWE. He tweeted originally, I can't wait to tell my story on Twitter. I've obviously said, come on straight to hell, Tucker. He replied with the eyes. I've not heard a single thing from him since. But there might be a good reason for that, because someone called Top Dollar Diaz on Twitter replied to that original tweet saying, can you just tell your stories instead of just hinting at them? And Tucker said in 89 days, yup. So hopefully, in 88 days' time now, Tucker will be on straight to hell. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Habe then tweeted, "We're just not allowed to have nice things or have fun apparently within the sport or with storylines, ellipsis, it's effing baffling." And then Tucker replied to that one, "Not with a certain old man in charge." Pyong, 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 pyong. Or after that Billie Kay news, after a couple of old men in charge, you got Vince McMahon and you got Kevin Dunn, it would seem. Where are we going now? A fan also tweeted, "What was the reason for breaking up Heavy Machinery?" And Tucker replied to that one, "Who effing knows?" And to be honest with you, They were popular. It's another case of a popular thing that was fine. They had a role to fulfill in the tag team division on SmackDown. They did that fantastically, and then they broke them up with no good reason behind it.
But the thing is, even when they did that initial bit of a break with, the whole Mandy Rose, Dolph Ziggler thing, splitting them up, you could have maintained them as a team. You could have brought that all back to a nice close, but then that just petered off, and it was like, well, that was one of the hottest storylines you guys had, and it petered off, and now we're left with this pile of rubble, and everybody's not together anymore. And it doesn't. Why do you hate tag teams so much?
I know it's really baffling because we all know how fantastic tag team wrestling could be. But I was just thinking about this. Why did Tucker get the release? And it's like, surely it's just down to Vince McMahon finding Otis funny, and then not finding Tucker funny. But now we find ourselves in a world where Otis is a heel, not being funny in the slightest. He's just being a robot.
Yep.
Like clone, brainwashed little big thing under Chad Gable, and now Tuck. I don't know anymore. I don't know anymore. But anyway, moving on to Logan Paul, and I tell you what, Sam, fair play to Logan Paul because that stunner sell at WrestleMania, was fantastic.
As far as celebrity stunner sells go, I mean, you've got Donald Trump up there with one of the worst of all time, parallel with Linda. So he's done a good job there.
It'll ruin everything. So he's spoken about his WrestleMania 37 experience on his own podcast, and he said the following. "So I had people come at me in the airport or anywhere, and they said, 'Yo, you sold the SHIT out of that stunner. Wow.' And I'm like, 'Sold? I actually got effed up, It's real. It's real.'" He's like Kurt Angle now. That is one of the things I realized about WWE. Those mother effers go so hard. They are literally beating the SHIT out of their bodies, throwing themselves distances no man should ever travel aerially." He gets it. He
does, and it's nice to hear that finally, there's a bit of recognition there from somebody quite, huge in the younger sphere that are obsessed with MMA because it's real and it is cool. MMA is really cool, guys. I've got to give you that, but. Wrestling still, it's predetermined, but it hurts. It sucks. You have to go in there and take that power bomb. It's not going to be nice. It's going to hurt.
WWE picked a fantastic match for Logan Paul to be sat at ringside because Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn stuff on the apron and stuff like that.
It was when he went down with that, I can't remember what it was, just almost neck first onto the apron, and you saw him just break for a moment. He was just kind of like...
Anyways, continued. "I've never seen anything like it. Even the one rapper that made the comment, the whole, it's fake narrative has died. Not even Soulja Boy himself gets a name drop from Logan Paul. Up yours, Soulja Boy." But people realize that... People realize, no, it's not. This is very real, and it's a skill set, and I witnessed it with the stunner myself. As soon as I did it, the ref came over, and she's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I'm fine," because it did. It looked real, and I committed myself to it. And hopefully one day I'll get my revenge on Kevin Owens. He's shooting his shot there, Sam.
He is. It'll be some sort of... There'll be an amazing title scene getting ready to go toward One Mania, I bet. And years down the line, and it'll be like, oh my, they're doing it, they're finally, and it's going to be all these NXT darlings finally in this picture, and then Logan Paul rocks up and gets the Mania match.
And it looks like YouTube could be trying to take over WWE because KSI has reacted to Logan Paul's stunner. He thought it was fantastic. He compared it to the Rock stunner cell because obviously the Rock goes
the back and
arse over
tea
kettle, but the other way. And obviously KSI's a big fan of Botchamania.
Yes, yeah. So I mean, it's all convalescing back on the wrestling YouTubes. It's kicking off again.
So you got Logan Paul on WrestleMania. Maybe KSI's looking to get on WrestleMania. Who knows, Sam? Me and you, we could get on Main Event or something like that.
Bring back Velocity. Velocity's made for a show like me and you.
Moving on now is those dreams, they just fade away in the distance. We have Darby Allin, who will defend his TNT title against who on this week's Dynamite, Sam?
Why
It's
don't you tell
Jungle
me?
Boy. It's
Jungle Boy.
Darby Allin took to Twitter last night. He basically said, "Hey, Tony Khan, here's your top 5 ranking in the men's singles division. Basically, pick your guy who you want to face me, and let's do the wrestles." And obviously, Tony Khan picked Jungle Boy. This comes after Darby Allin, obviously on this week's Dynamite, defended his TNT title against Matt Hardy in a Falls Count Anywhere match, which was absolutely fantastic. The coffin dropped through the table at the end. Oof! Oh! All credit to Matt Hardy as well.
I can't like even imagine how it is taken that. Like just having to go back, I couldn't. Not in a million years. You couldn't get me like having stood in a ring and seen how high a ring is off the floor anyway, and then get up onto the top rope and then.
I'll never forget that feeling. Just like trying to climb up to the top rope.
Yeah, when they first set that ring up, and we all got in, and it was like. How did they do it?
But yeah, all credit to Matt Hardy as well for his part in that TNT title match, because apparently it was filmed like sort of 2 days after his dad passed away.
Oh, really?
The fact that he pulled that out the bag is just to commend that guy and everything he does. But elsewhere on Dynamite this week, we have Hikaru Shida and Ty Conti for the AEW Women's title. Hangman Page versus Ricky Starks. Christian Cage, not cousins or anything, against Powerhouse Hobbs. And then we have Penta taking on Trent as well. It looks like it's going to be another stacked episode of Dynamite after, of course, they got that 1.2 million rating in the old ratings this week, which peaked apparently at 1.4 something for Chris Jericho versus Dax Harwood. Wow.
It's all going to start off again, isn't it?
Wow.
God, I can't wait. I can't. What if we get a proper full-blown ratings war again? What if that happens?
People on Twitter are fun.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for your Saturday morning wrestling news headlines. I've been Ross Trudell from Cultaholic Wrestling. He's been Sam Driver from that there same company. He'll be back with Graded for SmackDown for the last time ever later today. I'll be back with WTF for the last time ever today. If
we'll still be doing the pay-per-view ones. Yeah. They're like that's something people keep messaging me going, why are they all going away? It's like they're still there.
Yeah.
They're not going away permanently.
That's really annoying me. It's like they're going away because not enough people watch them. And then you got people who haven't watched them going, why are they going away? How dare you do this? Anyway, we'll be back with those later today. Pay-per-views are staying. Don't worry. We're still getting pay-per-view shows. That's an outro there for you, Sam. So
yes.
we'll say goodbye there.
Tatty bye.
I'm a professional presenter.